Introduction. Welcome to my course about Kabbalistic Reiki applied to Saturn's 7 Pentacles. I am happy to have you here with me. You are already one of my students probably, and I'm honored, as always, for having you here with me. I'm honored even if you're a new student, and I am happy to meet you. This course is part of a series with 7 courses linked to King Solomon's seals. This is the 4th one, and we will see those 7 beautiful pentacles linked to Saturn, a special planet, and you will see that it is a beautiful and interesting journey. Let us dive right into the course. Series of courses. This course is part of a series linked to Reiki and Kabbalah, a path that I created thanks to the many experiences that I had, all the knowledge, all the experiments and practice that I did, which helped me achieve great results. And that's why I choose to create all those courses where I put together all the knowledge about Kabbalah, a powerful knowledge, and everything about Reiki and the energetic world. Even if those things may seem different because Kabbalah is part of the Jewish tradition, while Reiki is from the East, those two techniques can be used together to become even stronger, in my opinion. I suggest practicing and experimenting so you can see if you also achieve those results. In these courses that I created about Reiki and Kabbalah, you can find a smaller set of courses which is linked to King Solomon's seals. In the next lesson, I will explain what those seals are, but you will find the first introductive lesson about those seals in each course, and they will be the same. If you follow all the courses, you can skip the first 4 to 5 lessons because they are the same. Or even better, you can look at those too, because the more you study something, the more you learn it. It becomes a part of you. If you know how to drive your car, it is because you have done it so many times that you know exactly how to do it. If you do not know how to play the piano, it is because you have not practiced enough. What are the seals? What are the seals? King Solomon's seals are antique mystical codes that belong to the Jewish tradition. It is not like if you go to Israel, everybody knows about this. It is still an esoteric culture, a secret knowledge which has only recently been revealed because the right time to evolve as humans has come. Those seals are particularly important, and what you do is important in this process because everyone, on an individual level, contributes to society. These seals are enormously powerful. They could even be used for evil purposes, and this is also why they are now being studied. They were used in the past by a few people who knew how to use them, but now we can also use them to defend ourselves because everything in the world is affected by energy, and there are strong energetical forces, and even if we do not see them, we are still a part of that process because we are humans. To fight this battle, you do not have to fight against someone or something. You must fight against the things inside yourself that stop you from evolving. Seals can help us greatly in this process. They are tools which can be used as such. A saw will not do anything by itself. it must be used by someone with skills. The same logic applies to seals. They will not do anything without you. Obviously, the saw can help the carpenter, and the seals can help you. You may be able to do the same things without seals, but why do that if there's a way to do it faster? Each seal has its own features, and it belongs to a planetary group that we will see, so they all have a common aspect. We call that frequency. A seal that attracts abundance has a defined frequency. If we want to attract abundance, we have to be in that frequency, like a radio station. If we are in the frequency of poorness, we will never experience abundance. And to do that, we have to align to the abundance frequency, changing it until we get what we want. The seal, as a tool, works on that frequency, and if we connect with it, we will also be on that frequency. Of course, the farthest we are from the right frequency, the more time it will take, and the opposite also applies. To conclude, I want to say that there are 44 seals, and they are ruled by 7 planets. So each one of these courses is focused on a single group to align to the frequency of that planet, to elevate spiritually, to help others, to work more, because everything can become work in the hostilic practices, and it will add a tool to your energetic toolbox. This is a world to discover and study. King Solomon. Who was King Solomon? According to the Bible, he was the 3rd king of Israel, the descendant and son of King David. King Solomon was the mage and exorcist king. He was famous for his knowledge of occult subjects, and he was an important scientist for his time, but he was also a doctor. He knew about technology, agriculture. He was the original Leonardo da Vinci of the past. We will never know if he was legendary because the Bible must be interpreted. The Bible is not a book that narrates historical facts. It talks about us, not something that happened in the past, but something that is happening right now in your mind. All the characters, the battles, the events are symbols of what happens inside of you. Israel is not a nation, so it is not a territory. Israel is humanity. The rain is the physical body, which looks for God. We realize that God exists, so we try to solve our everyday problems thanks to him, a man who can help everybody. King Solomon, in this allegory, the king of this reign, is our conscience who realizes that it can control everything, all our emotions, the world around us, because it can change the world. The world reacts to what happens inside of us. You live in your world, your house, your job, your social life, your relationships. Everything is determined by your thoughts and beliefs. King Solomon is that part of you which controls everything, and this king had strong tools to change everything in his own reality. Solomon is also the author of 3 famous books. The first one is The Key of Solomon the King, a book about magic. According to this book, there is nothing that you cannot achieve if you use these seals correctly. You can use them to protect yourself, to obtain objects. You can do everything you want thanks to those seals. Even if this magic book will not mean anything for most people, you must know that there are people who use it in the wrong way, for black magic, So the people who know a lot about those seals know how powerful they are. The second book describes how King Solomon was able to control negative entities, demons, thanks to those seals. This is also why King Solomon was called Exorcist King. He was famous for exorcising demons. If we analyze this allegory, you are King Solomon, which means that you can remove the demons, the bad habits, negative thoughts, everything destructive in your life, sadness, fear, depression. Those are our inner demons, and we can fight them. The third book is The Will of King Solomon, and it may be interesting to know that King Solomon asked for help to the Creator so he could fight against evil forces, and the Archangel Michael gave him the famous ring of King Solomon, which is the first of those seals. It contains symbols, Hebrew letters, angels' name, psalms, even angelic writings, and those are all the codes that we can use to align to the frequency of the seal that we want. Working with energy. In this course, you will first find the file to download where you can print your pentacles. You can also only use paper by cutting the pentacle and bringing it with you. Another method is to use it as a jewel by wearing it somewhere. It can also be used as a keychain or a necklace. You can also use it as a ring, like King Solomon. This also helps to become aligned with the energetic frequency of the pentacle. In the course, you will find the links where you can buy them. On my site, you will find the pentacles. You will have to give the attunement to those pentacles, even if I already attuned them. It is still better to do it again so they become closer to your energetic field. This is another passive way to work with them. You can also use them through Reiki, like we do with symbols. Since the pentacles are harder to draw compared to Reiki's symbols, because they have a lot of shapes, codes, and Hebrew letters, we will use them differently. So if you have followed my other courses, you will see the difference. Using them with energy is the best method. But this does not mean that you cannot use more techniques together. You can have the jewel and work with the energy on it, which will create a powerful synergy. Information on attunements. The attunement in this course is different from the attunements of my other Reiki courses, which you will be used to receiving if you have seen them. But this meditation is an internal or external journey where you do not exactly know what you are doing. You get into contact with the angel that controls this group of pentacles with those frequencies. The attunement is linked to the audio track that you will find in the course. And if you have followed the course on the Chi Ball with me, you have seen that there are many ways to give attunements. To allow you to work with those frequencies, you must also receive an attunement for every single pentacle that you want to use, and those attunements will be done only once on an energetic level. If you are attuned to the first pentacle of Jupiter, you will always be able to use that pentacle energetically. If you bought a pendant with a pentacle on it, you just have to give the attunement once. But if you want to use other objects, you will have to do the attunement again. You will be able to give attunements to people or other objects, but you will have to do it again for every single person. Saturn-Attunement-meditation. Welcome to this special meditation that will give you the attunement to Saturn's pentacle, so that you will be able to use them in your life and give attunements to everyone and everything to these powerful pentacles. Be ready, because you are about to begin a journey in the cosmos, which is external and internal. It is inside of you. Anyone can link to the cosmos through his astral body. It is called astral because it is linked with the stars, the universe, and it is thanks to this body that we can travel through the universe. And even if you are not aware of those journeys, you are constantly doing them. The planets of the solar systems are not that far from you, and the same goes for the entities that live on them. Start breathing deeply. Focus on your breath. You start naturally breathing slower. Without doing anything. Breath is life. Your breath contains divine energy. You exhale and inhale. Let the breath fill every part of your body. Bring your breath to your feet. Because you can do it and feel it going into your feet. And when you exhale, you remove all the stress from your feet. Now, do that on your legs. Send oxygen and divine energy to your legs. And every time you exhale, let go of all stress in your legs. Now, feel your breath going into your lower body and in the reproductive organs. You can feel the stress going away every time you exhale. You start to relax even more. Now, bring the breath to the center of your body, and every time you exhale, let go of the stress in your body. And in all of the organs. Keep breathing deeply and channel all your breath and divine energy in your chest and relax every organ inside of it. Every time you exhale, let go of all the stress. Now, bring the breath to your hands. Feel your hands breathing. Feel them full of energy and feel the stress that gets released every time. Now, your breath is in your arms. Fill them with energy and oxygen. And exhale to remove the stress from your arms. Now, the breath is in your head. Fill it with divine energy. Every time you exhale, let go of all the stress. Inhale. And exhale. And you will feel the stress going away. From your eyes, from your mouth, from your cheeks, from your head, from all your face, from the neck, from all the upper part of your body. Inhale. And exhale. Now let go of everything that is stressing you. Your thoughts fade away. Do not focus on them. Let them go. Do not fight with them. They will go away. Because now you are in peace with yourself. Because all of the stress has left your body. While you keep breathing deeply, your brain will slow down. And you will get closer to the optimal state to align and resonate with the energies of the Pentacles. While you keep breathing, keep going deeper within yourself. Inhale. And exhale. And you will always feel more relaxed. Keep going deeper within yourself. Now you're in the universe within yourself. Which is also the universe outside of yourself. You see Saturn far away, and you get closer, pushed by an unstoppable power. And you can see someone, an archangel. He is Michael. Michael smiles at you, and you can feel his power, which emanates from him. Now he grabs your hand, and you can feel this archangel's energy going inside of you. You feel the energy of Saturn filling you, and it is powerful. So now, you also feel powerful thanks to this energy. This has become your energy. You start feeling like you are expanding. Those energies are immensely powerful. Now, Michael asks you to repeat these words. In the name of the Creator, may I receive the attunement to Saturn's Pentacles. You start feeling even more energy inside of you. You feel like now you can face your everyday life and win. Michael smiles at you and says goodbye. It is time to go back to Earth, to the present, and we will do it by counting down from 10 to 1. 10, 9, 8, and you start to feel the energy coming back to your body, which is filled with the love that you received. 7, 6, 5, and you feel your body even more. You are coming back, and you feel good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Saturn. Saturn's 7 pentacles are regulated by the Archangel Michael. Its pentacles are special. Saturn is the one who saves from the abyss, and it influences good or bad luck in every material aspect, so deals, properties, goods linked to hearth. Saturn also gives you knowledge on occult subjects, and it allows you to communicate with your ancestors in your dreams. Saturn also influences hate, crimes, and disasters. Saturn is linked to the Sephira, Binah, linked to the angelic circle of thrones, which belongs to the first angelic level, the highest one, closer to the Creator. The virtues of the Sephira are intellect, intelligence, and awareness. It is located on the left side of the Tree of Life. The archangel linked to this Sephira is Aphakiel, and the chakra is the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. We express through our intelligence. If used in a negative way, this intelligence can become strictness and loneliness. In mythology, Saturn, also called Kronos, is the father of time. Steiner calls the first planetary reincarnation of men Saturn era, where the material universe is also created, because before that the world did not have a shape. First pentacle of Saturn. The first pentacle of Saturn. This pentacle can help all those people that want to achieve persuasive personalities. We could define it as the pentacle of persuasion. This is not necessarily negative, because during our life we always try to persuade someone. Thanks to this pentacle, you will be able to persuade others even more. If you work as a salesman or in a field that requires you to persuade other people, this pentacle can be extremely useful. The negative side of this pentacle is that it forces others to do what you want. Persuading someone is not necessarily forcing others to do something. It is more like making them accept your opinion, so you should avoid using this pentacle to force someone else to do what you want. Clearly, you have free will, so you can do what you want, but keep in mind that there are consequences for your actions. The quality of persuasion is not only linked to humans, but even to entities, spirits, and even angels. If you wanted, you could obtain what you want from an angel, or you can use this pentacle to protect yourself. The pentacle is, as always, neutral. It becomes positive or negative based on how you use it. Inside the pentacle, we can find 4 names of God: YHWH, Yod, He, Vau, He, Adni, Adonai, I, Yai, and AH, Elia. Around the pentacle, we can see versicle 9 from Psalm 72. The Ethiopians shall kneel before him, his enemies shall lick the dust. This pentacle can also help you showing your inner light, exposing the lies that you tell yourself and the lies around you. It is similar to a purification. It can also disarm your enemies, both internal and external ones. With this pentacle, you can use the persuasive quality within yourself so you can believe in what you want, reaching goals that you thought you could never reach. The best day to give an attunement to this pentacle, and for all of Saturn's pentacles, is Saturday. The best color for the candle to use is black. Second Pentacle of Saturn. The second Pentacle of Saturn is important to earn more money, and it allows you to be successful in every economic aspect, giving the best deals and becoming successful in what you do. This pentacle is powerful for any competition, even with sports, or if you want to improve your career, since it helps you to win. Within the pentacle, as we can see, there is a 5x5 grid which contains a lot of powerful names. This is called the magic square, which was used a lot in the past and in the medieval magic books. This pentacle can also remove misfortune. Around the pentacle, we can find versicle 8 from Psalm 72. His dominion shall be always from the one sea to the other, and from the flood unto the world's end. This pentacle is also linked to the first one because it also improves your persuasive skills, even if it works best on any commercial activity, helping you face your enemies and win. It is an important pentacle with high energetic vibrations, so it helps to bring light in all the fields of your life. It is useful to achieve personal goals and to find your soulmate. It allows you to obtain everything that you need. The best day to give an attunement to this pentacle, and for all of Saturn's pentacles, is Saturday. The best color for the candle to use is black. Third Pentacle of Saturn. The third Pentacle of Saturn. This is a protective pentacle, which can protect you from negative energies and entities, but also from every evil plan and conspiracy against you. This pentacle summons the spirit of Saturn because it contains those 8 symbols related to Saturn. Around the pentacle, you can see the names of the 4 angels linked to Saturn. Omaliel, an angel who imprisons the entities that want to hurt you. Then we find Anachiel, who helps you win against the people that want to hurt you, and he can also help you if you are shy. Aruchia, who helps you from treasons and lies, and Anazakia. We are not sure about the power of this last angel, but he probably acts as an enhancer for the other angels. This is one of the strongest pentacles to protect you from evil spirits, but as we said, it protects us from everything negative towards us, from conspiracies against us, and from any curse that is placed on us. It can also help us to rectify the mistakes that we have made in the past, so we can purify our karma, even for our past lives, so in the future we will not have any issues. The best day to give an attunement to this pentacle, and for all of Saturn's pentacles, is Saturday. The best color for the candle to use is black. Fourth Pentacle of Saturn. The fourth pentacle of Saturn. This is different from the others. First of all, we can say that it has many qualities that can improve our persuasive skills, but most of all, it brings good news. This is a beautiful aspect. However, and that is the negative part, it is always used in the past for rituals about death and the rituals that aimed at destroying someone else. So even if it can bring good news, it can also bring bad news. I hope that none of my students want to abuse the power of this pentacle. It contains a triangle with the letter Yod, and around the triangle there is written, "Hear, O Israel, IHVH, ALHINVH is IHVHACHD, which can improve the effect of versicle 18 from Psalm 109, written around the pentacle. As he clothed himself with cursing like as with a garment, so let it come unto his bowels like water, and like oil into his bones." We can also say that this pentacle removes destructive forces, and it can be used for all the challenges that you have to face. For example, an exam, or maybe even when you have to make a choice. You can use it to make the right choice. It can be used on someone who is going through a hard time, or when he is weak, both physically and spiritually, even if he feels lonely. The pentacle can also help you pay for your negative actions during your past lives and in your current life. The best day to give an attunement to this pentacle, and for all of Saturn's pentacles, is Saturday. The best color for the candle to use is black. Fifth Pentacle of Saturn. The fifth Pentacle of Saturn. This is also a protective pentacle, like the third pentacle, so you should use it every day to protect yourself from evil spirits. But this pentacle is different because it is more effective to protect objects and environments. This is the strongest pentacle that you can use to protect your house. Inside of the pentacle, we can see a square that contains a circle, and inside of it, we find the name of God, IHVH, and inside the square, we can find ALVH, Eloah. Around the square, we can see 4 angelic names. Arahana, the angel who shows you how to live a balanced life. Rakaniel, who gives wisdom and willpower. Rophalifa, who protects you from tragedies and negative events, preventing them. And Noaphiel, the one who gives more power to the other angels. Around the pentacle, we can see a versicle from Jude X17. A great God, a mighty, and a terrible. Even if I said that this is strictly linked to physical objects, we can also use it to protect our body, since it is the temple of the soul. It is really useful to prevent thefts, and so it is suggested for those people who are scared of that. The best day to give an attunement to this pentacle, and for all of Saturn's pentacles, is Saturday. The best color for the candle to use is black. Sixth Pentacle of Saturn. The sixth pentacle of Saturn is enormously powerful. It removes all the negative entities, energies, and spirits. Its negative side can be used to send negative entities, ghosts, or evil forces to someone else, for example, your enemies. This is why you have to be careful when using it, because this kind of use will damage you more than the target of those energies. These effects may not show up because the people around you are a mirror of what you really are, so if you attack them, you will only hurt yourself. Around the pentacle, we can find versicle 7 from Psalm 109. Set through a wicked one to be ruler over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. The subject of this phrase will be tormented by demons, and the strength of the angels that influence this pentacle can shake the world, causing earthquakes. If you do not use this pentacle for its negative aspects, it is a powerful, protective pentacle that you can use to block the dangers and evil spirits that want to hurt you. It does the same for your internal enemies, so it can help you control your anger, purifying your energetic field from the negative energies around you. The best day to give an attunement to this pentacle, and for all of Saturn's pentacles, is Saturday. The best color for the candle to use is black. Seventh Pentacle of Saturn. The seventh pentacle of Saturn. This is a special pentacle which can help you find the consensus from other people, and it helps you to interest other people with what you say. This pentacle is great for writers and for people who need consensus from many people. This pentacle also has the power to cause or worsen an earthquake. From this point of view, I do not know who would want to create an earthquake, unless you are completely evil, but it is still one of the powers of this pentacle. This pentacle contains a tridimensional triangle that has written on it the name of God Elohim, Beni Elohim, Cherubim, and all the angelic circles, Seraphim, and so on. Around the pentacle, we find versicle 7 from Psalm 18. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of the hill also moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. If you wear this pentacle, you will be able to summon the angels, and it allows you to be protected by them. This is also important if you need to be listened, because more people, and even the angels, will listen to you. It also strengthens the ability to share messages, both on a physical level and a spiritual level. The best day to give an attunement to this pentacle, and for all of Saturn's pentacles, is Saturday. The best color for the candle to use is black. Giving an attunement to the Pentacles. Giving an attunement to Saturn's Pentacles is easy, maybe still harder than other Pentacles, but I think that the method, which I will explain now, is highly effective, and I suggest trying it so you can choose which one you prefer. Every method works, you just have to find the right one based on what you prefer, and you can do that correctly only if you try all the methods. You can even mix different methods, you just have to make sure that it works. With these methods, as always, you will need a pentacle in front of you, whether it is printed or on a pendant, and with you will give the attunement to that pentacle. After giving the attunement, you will have to bring the pentacle with you, regardless of how you do it. To give the attunement, you have to grab the pentacle. I suggest sitting near a table, and have to look carefully at all the details and letters on the pentacle, keeping in mind that you have to read it from right to left, starting from the middle of the pentacle and moving outwards. Then you have to look at the writing around the pentacle, which is often from a psalm, and keep looking at the details of the pentacle. Keep in mind that you have to be focused when you do this. You do not have to think about anything else. Then you can look at the pentacle as a whole, with your eyes almost closed, and bring it closer to you. Then you move it back, repeating that process for about a minute. This will help you visualize the pentacle, and after doing that, you have to place it on the table and rotate it counterclockwise 3 times with your finger. After doing that, you have to make the invocation. In the name of the Creator, in the name of King Solomon, and thanks to Archangel Michael, may I give the attunement to this pentacle. If you want to use this invocation from pentacles of other planets, you will have to change the name of the archangel based on the pentacle. Then, you have to visualize the pentacle shining with golden light, and while you are visualizing that, you can say the second part of the invocation. I'm here to ask Archangel Michael to give the attunement to this pentacle. And then you will have to say why you want to work with that pentacle. For example, if you're working with the second pentacle of Saturn, you'll ask for protection. Then you can continue, and that its energy will help me. Then you have to say your name and the name of your mother, because when you work with the angels in the Kabbalah, you have to use that formula. For example, I would say, that its energy will help me, Berardino, son of Maria, and that it will allow me to have success in what I do. This last part can be modified as you prefer, based on what you need. After saying that, you have to bring the pentacle over your head and place it in front of all of the chakras, moving slowly. After doing this, you have to say thank you, and the process is completed. There may be easier methods, but I like this process because it is directly aimed at your goals. Saturn's pentacles are aimed at physical goals, so this kind of process works best with them. If you wanted to use the pentacle that protects your house, the invocation would be, Michael, I'm here to ask the protection of my house by using the 5th pentacle of Saturn, the house of Berardino and son of Adele Maria. As you can see, The formula is the same. The only things that change are what you want to achieve. You can even change the subject or what you want to obtain, but you will always have to specify that. You can also add other things such as, "And may he fill the house with blessings." As I have already said, after the invocation, you have to bring the pentacle over your head. And when you move it in front of all the chakras, you may even feel the energy influencing your chakras. And to end the process, you have to say, "Thank you." Receiving an attunement to the Pentacles. To receive an attunement to a pentacle, or to give an attunement to something or someone else, the process will be similar to before, with some changes. You will have to repeat the same process with the pentacle in front of you, so you can visualize it better. You can even do it without the pentacle, if you can visualize it perfectly, but it is extremely hard. So, like before, look carefully at every detail, writing and letter in the pentacle. Look at the psalm around the pentacle. Then, while you keep focusing, bring the pentacle closer to you and bring it back, and repeat that process. You do not have to set a timer before doing that. This is a process that will help you resonate with the pentacle, so you can do it until you start feeling the effect. Then, you have to place it back on the table and rotate it counterclockwise 3 times. Then, you can say the first part of the invocation, the name of the Creator, the name of King Solomon, the name of the Archangel. This is the same as before. So if you're using the pentacles of another planet, you will have to change the name of the Archangel, and then you have to ask to give the attunement to the pentacle. This was the first part of the invocation. Now you have to visualize the pentacle filling with golden light. After doing that, the process will change from before. When you are visualizing the pentacle shining with golden light, put your hand near the pentacle, as if you were grabbing the energetic sphere, and keep that in your hand. If you can see the pentacle inside of this sphere, it is even better, but not necessary. While keeping that sphere in your hand, you will have to do the second part of the invocation. "Michael, I'm here to ask you for protection through the 6th pentacle of Saturn. May it bring away evil forces from me. Bernardino, son of Maria." Here, I use the 6th pentacle as an example, and I use the formula to give an attunement to myself. You can change the scope of the attunement. For example, at work, your colleagues may be envious, so you can ask the Archangel to make the envy go away, allowing you to become successful. You can customize it based on what you want. Then, as before, bring the sphere of light over your head and in front of all of the chakras. The only difference here is that now you are using the energy of the pentacle and not the pentacle. You will feel the energy of that pentacle in your hand. Then, as before, you can say thank you, and the process is completed. Giving an attunement to the pentacles to someone or something else. The first part of the process is the same if you want to give the attunement to someone else, so you have to visualize the pentacle, bring it closer to you, rotate it, make the first invocation, then you see the golden light, and you grab a sphere of that energy with your hand. But the second part of the invocation will be different. Whether you work on yourself, on your others, you will have to change the subject of the attunement. You will have to ask the name of the subject and his mother's name. Then, you will also change the request based on what the client needs, what he asked you. Once you have also said that part of the invocation, you would normally have to bring the sphere of light over your head and then in front of your body. But in this case, if the client is in front of you, you should put your hand over his head, lowering it on all the chakras, and the process is then completed. If you're working remotely, you have to visualize that process. You can visualize the client in front of you, and you can physically move your hand in front of you, or you can visualize the whole process without having to move your hands. You can do as you prefer. If you are giving the attunement to an object, the only thing that will change is, as always, the subject of the invocation. If you are giving an attunement to an object, you will have to use the name of the owner. And if you are giving an attunement to a protective pentacle on your grandmother's house, during the attunement process, you will say her name. Then, you will have to send the energetic sphere to the object, for example, the house, without having to move it over your body. You can visualize the object and move the pentacle over it, visualizing the energy that fills the object. You can also do this process on the whole planet, and you will not have to say the name of the owner. You can say the name of the earth. For example, to use the sixth pentacle on the earth, you will say, I ask that the evil spirits go away from planet Earth. You can add other parts. You can customize it as you prefer. For example, and that it may become a world of peace. Then visualize planet Earth in front of you and move the pentacle over it as you prefer. You will have to visualize the pentacle going in the planet, filling it with golden energy. You will have to adapt the invocation to your goal, but it can be applied to everything. The rules that you have to follow are the same as always, which you may have seen in other courses. After a couple of weeks, you should repeat the process, but that is just a guideline. You can even do it every day. The more you do it, the better it is, because if you practice less, the method will be less effective. More details. I wanted to give some more details on what we have seen today. The first thing I wanted to say was about the attunement process, the step where you bring your hand over your head and in front of all of the chakras. In the lesson where I gave an attunement to the pentacle, even if I was doing it on a house, I still brought it over my head. While in the last lesson I explained that you have to bring your hand towards the object. This was not a mistake. It was just a different method. One was linked to the object, the other was linked to the person. If the subject is still in the room, for example, if you give an attunement to a pendant that someone will wear, it is better to bring your hand over the head of the person, because it creates a stronger link closer to that person. While if you are giving an attunement to an object in your house, you can do it directly to the object. In every situation, you can choose what to do, what you think is best. There is no right or wrong way. You have to follow your intuition, because that means that you're letting the energy work, and this is the important part of the process. If you have followed other Reiki courses, you know that the final goal of a treatment is to let the energy work. If you have followed my other courses, You know that it is not an issue if you skip a step or if you forget to do something, because this is not the important part. The important part is the intention. You just have to follow the energy flow. You have to let it work. In this course, we have seen that you could also use the Pentacles for negative goals, and someone may even think that I should not explain these negative qualities. Some of you may even be scared when using the Pentacles because they know that they have a negative side, but that is not the case. The Pentacle by itself is neutral. Like every other object, the Pentacle is not negative or positive. Most of you have knives in your kitchen, but even if they can be dangerous and you could hurt someone with them, you can still buy them because you do not even think about hurting someone with them. This is why you do not have to be afraid of negative uses of the Pentacles. If you do not even think about using them in that way, then you are fine. I always specify the wrong ways to use them, so you are aware of them. You can also use this information to your advantage. Look at the knives again, as an example. If someone comes into your house with a knife, and you have to defend yourself, you know that you can use knives to do that, scaring him away. The Pentacle can be used to protect yourself, using the negative aspects of the Pentacle to bring positive effects. Instead of sending negative entities towards someone, you can use a Pentacle to send them somewhere where they cannot hurt anyone, bringing them away from others. If you're able to see an enemy within yourself, you can use those techniques to improve. You still think that you may use the Pentacle in the wrong way. I want to remind you of something. When you practice Reiki, sending healing energy to that person, even if you send a lot of healing energy to that person, a part of it will also influence you. When you work with energy, regardless of where you send it, a small part will stay with you. If you make water flow through a pipe, some water will still remain on the surface, and since you are a channel for energy, the same applies. If you work with negative energy, these energies will also affect you. It is impossible to not feel the influence of this negative energy. Maybe you will not feel it immediately. You will feel it later, and this may lead you to believe that what you're doing is working. Some people do not do it intentionally, and even if they will feel the effect, they may not be that bad. But the ones who do it intentionally are going to pay a big price. If you are doing this kind of thing, I would suggest starting to cleanse from negative energies, because if you do not start now, you may not be able to heal back. Last considerations. We have seen that these pentacles have a strong influence on the material world. I'm saying that because a lot of people look at the physical world as if it was something wrong. You have to understand that the physical world is a crystallization of the spiritual world. What happens here is the manifestation of the spiritual world. It is divine. You do not have to think that it is wrong. You do not have to think that it is wrong to be rich, because nature is rich. It has abundance. It is the manifestation in the physical world of abundance. It is right to ask what you want. The greatest master, Jesus, tells us, "Ask us, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." This is an important teaching. You do not have to be poor to heal your spirit. It is the opposite. Jesus tells you that you have to ask, and that when you ask for something, it will be given to you. You have to ask for that thing to the divine world. And the pentacles are the mean that we have to use to communicate with the divine world. They allow us to obtain what we want in the physical world. By working with the pentacles, we are asking something to heaven, and heaven will give it to us. This does not mean that you can ask for something and wait to receive it. You also have to know what you want. Most people know what they do not want, but they do not know what they want. If you go to a restaurant and you tell the waiter that you do not want pasta, he will not know what you want. You have to tell him what you want. When you tell the waiter what you want, he will bring it to you. He has no reason not to do so. However, once you have finished eating, you will have to pay. We are talking about spiritual energy. You have to pay by working on yourself, by practicing with energy. And when you want to change something, you have to be the first to change. If you feel attacked by evil spirits and you want protection from them, it means that you have lived in fear until now, and that is what gives you energy to those evil spirits. So to receive the protection, you have to become brave, and when you work on it, you are paying the price. The change will be gradual. When you become braver, you will maybe find other fears that you didn't know you had, and you will be able to overcome those. This is a logical price to pay. It would be against logic to not pay, but if you believe in something that you want, and you are ready to work for it, you will obtain it. Jesus says this too. Whatever you want, regardless of which closed door you want to open, you just have to knock. People are scared of asking for help, and this is something else that you have to work on. Thanks to the pentacles, you can ask the divine entities what you want, and thanks to this, you will obtain what you want. You do not have to be scared to knock on the door. Whatever you are looking for, whether it is inside of you or outside of you, which is almost the same thing, because on a material level, we want something that we want inside of us. We have to ask for it. For example, if you want to earn more money, you're asking for the safety that having more money will give you. Money is just the mean that will give you that final objective. When you start working on what you want, you will find what you are looking for, and you will find it along your path. This is the promise that heaven made to us, and it will keep the promise for sure. What we have to do is work on it. Working with pentacles is great because it brings us closer to heaven, granting us what we want. Conclusion. We are now at the end of this course. As always, I am happy and honored for having you here with me. I try to share with you all the knowledge that I have, so you can obtain the best results. The course has ended, but your journey begins now, because you can apply everything that you have learned. I hope that you will obtain everything that you want, all the results and blessings that you can get, so you can improve the world while improving yourself. We will meet in the next course.
E ci vediamo al prossimo corso.
Saturn-Attunement-meditation. Welcome to this special meditation that will give you the attunement to Saturn's pentacle, so that you will be able to use them in your life and give attunements to everyone and everything to these powerful pentacles. Be ready, because you are about to begin a journey in the cosmos, which is external and internal. It is inside of you. Anyone can link to the cosmos through his astral body. It is called astral because it is linked with the stars. The universe. And it is thanks to this body that we can travel through the universe. And even if you are not aware of those journeys, you are constantly doing them. The planets of the solar systems are not that far from you, and the same goes for the entities that live on them. Start breathing deeply. Focus on your breath. You start naturally breathing slower. Without doing anything. Breath is life. Your breath contains divine energy. You exhale and inhale. Let the breath fill every part of your body. Bring your breath to your feet. Because you can do it and feel it going into your feet. And when you exhale, you remove all the stress from your feet. Now, do that on your legs. Send oxygen and divine energy to your legs. And every time you exhale, let go of all stress in your legs. Now, feel your breath going into your lower body and in the reproductive organs. You can feel the stress going away every time you exhale. You start to relax even more. Now, bring the breath to the center of your body, and every time you exhale, let go of the stress in your body. And in all of the organs. Keep breathing deeply and channel all your breath and divine energy in your chest and relax every organ inside of it. Every time you exhale, let go of all the stress. Now, bring the breath to your hands. Feel your hands breathing. Feel them full of energy and feel the stress that gets released every time. Now, your breath is in your arms. Fill them with energy and oxygen. And exhale to remove the stress from your arms. Now, the breath is in your head. Fill it with divine energy. Every time you exhale, let go of all the stress. Inhale. And exhale. And you will feel the stress going away. From your eyes, from your mouth, from your cheeks, from your head, from all your face, from the neck, from all the upper part of your body. Inhale. And exhale. Now let go of everything that is stressing you. Your thoughts fade away. Do not focus on them. Let them go. Do not fight with them. They will go away. Because now you are in peace with yourself. Because all of the stress has left your body. While you keep breathing deeply, your brain will slow down. And you will get closer to the optimal state to align and resonate with the energies of the Pentacles. While you keep breathing, keep going deeper within yourself. Inhale. And exhale. and you will always feel more relaxed. Keep going deeper within yourself. Now, you're in the universe within yourself. Which is also the universe outside of yourself. You see Saturn far away, and you get closer, pushed by an unstoppable power. And you can see someone, an archangel. He is Michael. Michael smiles at you, and you can feel his power, which emanates from him. Now, he grabs your hand, and you can feel this archangel's energy going inside of you. You feel the energy of Saturn filling you, and it is powerful. So now, you also feel powerful thanks to this energy. This has become your energy. You start feeling like you are expanding. Those energies are immensely powerful. Now, Michael asks you to repeat these words. In the name of the Creator, may I receive the attunement to Saturn's Pentacles. You start feeling even more energy inside of you. You feel like now you can face your everyday life and win. Michael smiles at you and says goodbye. It is time to go back to Earth, to the present, and we will do it by counting down from 10 to 1. 10, 9, 8, and you start to feel the energy coming back to your body, which is filled with the love that you received. 7, 6, 5, and you feel your body even more. You are coming back, and you feel good. 4, 3, 2, 1.